Hello! So, here we have level H and a skull who's happy to see the level because there's a lot of them around on the level, so they're very happy to see that they have a representation here. So let's get into the level. And it started off like this, which is not a lot like the level that you see, but kind of. And so, yeah, I didn't have much of an idea of this level. It's just like you start down there, you kind of go through some boulders and things, and then you get to the end, and then you have to get back to where you started because that's where the bomb is. It didn't end up like that. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting something up, which is well, you'll see what it is. I'm trying to think of a way to describe it, but no. We'll figure out how we want to describe it later. So what we're going to do is going to put some transporters at the front parts here, and then they transport. Oops, no, we don't want to copy over Repton with the transporter. And so we want to get that transporter. At the moment it's just going here, we'll redirect them later. And this one also, just here. So at the moment you kind of go through the level, go through one of the transporters, end up back at the start, go through another transporter, end up back at the start. And that's kind of how the level plays out, but not quite. You'll see as this progresses. So behind one of the transporters is a bomb, behind another one of them is obviously the crown, and behind one of them is a key, and another one of them is a spirit. So you got to be thinking about which order you want to go through these transporters, because it'll give you a different thing depending on which one you go through. And the spirit, we're going to set up a little thing for them to start off with. So they're going to go through this cage here. And when they go through that cage, that's going to make the boulder roll off there, so it's going to open up the way through. Yeah, we can't put that there because that's all just going to block off everything there. Need to make some space. There we go now. So when the spirit goes into that cage, the boulder's going to roll off and open up the way to that little passageway, and in that little passageway we're going to put some little spirits. And these cages, well, they're going to go around the level. So like here, here, somewhere there. Okay, so that's the general idea. We go through one of them, and the spirits go out into those cages. And yeah, one of the ideas is, okay, so this is not going to work quite the way I've set it up here. This is only just a general template of things, and it wasn't a very good one really. But here, so okay, the spirit's going to open that pathway up for you, and the idea is that you're going to take the transporter and go into that area, because I'm just getting rid of that transporter now, and making a little transporter destination here. So now when you collect that, leads you into here. So when you go through there, the spirit goes into the one cage and the other spirits get loose, and then one of the spirits comes down to save you and lets you out of that bottom area. So this is kind of how this level is going to work. You go through one of the transporters, and you know, depending on which one you went through, you're going to have to deal with a different thing, and you know, you can end up kind of near the start and then go through again and do different things depending on what you've done. Because obviously, if you at the moment this transporter is going to land you up there. That's not where the final destination for that transporter is, but at the moment it lands you up there. So when you go through there, well, you kind of transport to that area, but then there's the safe there, so you're kind of trapped in there. So yeah, I realised that a bit later, but that's not the way it kind of wants to work. I'm going to move this cage over to here, and then kind of block out this area, so that when you transport to the front again, you're kind of going a different way, because now there's kind of like two corridors that are going through that one big corridor, I suppose. And so one time when you transport back there, you can go one way, and then the next time you can go the other way. To stop the transporting back to the front of the area being or getting boring. And this now is an area which you obviously can't push the egg anywhere from this side of things, but if you go in this transporter here, it puts you behind the egg. And the way I've kind of set this up, it's like, well, if you go to the transporter that's right in front of the crown, you're probably gonna not want to do that straight away, because it is the crown. So you should think, wouldn't that be a bit too greedy to do that? And so yeah, with the one in front of the bomb, that leads you down there. And that's another thing, you don't want to go to the bomb straight away. Going to the bomb straight away, that's a silly idea. That'll end up with you getting trapped somewhere. You've only got yourself to blame if you go for the bomb straight away. Yeah, and this is me trying to forge out another kind of corridor here, but there's not a lot of room to create this corridor. So what I'm going to have to do is kind of shift things a little bit to open up some space. So yeah, that's that moving down a bit, and then we can kind of like squeeze in some space here. It's all a little bit tight at the moment, but there's like a way through there at least. So what we're going to do, put that in front of there. So obviously you're going to have to teleport into this area, but you're going to want to take that diamond first. And yeah, when you collect the key, oh no, the transporter doesn't want to be there. It wants to line up with the other ones. So when you go in the transporter in front of the key, you get transported down here, then you go up through that area, then you can actually get the key. So yeah, before you get the key, you can't go through the safe there, so it doesn't matter if we put a safe in that area. And now making two sections here. And yeah, let's make another little sectioned off area here as well. So, I mean, you're kind of going through this area a few times. You start off down there and you go through that area, then you go into that area with the cage and you go through there, and then you go to the area behind the boulder and you kind of go through that area as well. So it gives you like 3 different tracks to go through, so things don't get dull. Of course, none of this is actually expressly shown in the level or told to you. You kind of just have to figure that out. Yeah, for some reason putting a safe up there and a diamond behind it, don't know why. Just seemed like a good idea at the time. Yeah, now we're moving this area a little bit down. To give it a little space for things above. So yeah, this whole level, kind of the way that I had things set up at the start, it's wildly different from the way it is now. Only the barest idea has remained from the way it was. That you kind of start in that bottom, you kind of go around a bit and then go around another bit and end up at that top corner. Yeah, everything's kind of being shifted around and worked on. Just to give a little bit more space to get a little bit more puzzling going on. Yeah, didn't want to put safes down there. Want some space. And yeah, that's sticking out too far there now, so we can just make the entrance to this area here instead. Of course, the safes don't really stick out too well against the walls with this colour. Okay, we've kind of almost got the right setup of this level. The walls aren't going to change too much around from here now. There's a little fiddling that's going to go on, but not a huge amount. Yeah, still a little bit of fiddling around with the walls here. So when you go through that area, who knows? But that transporter's not going to lead you down there now. That one's going to lead you up here. So yeah, you see the time bomb, you see a transporter in front of it, and you think, that's not the one I'm going to take first. Otherwise, yeah, you kind of pay for it really. And that safe take gives you a way through from the one area to the other area there. And it might as well be a diamond because, you know, they're both safes on either side of this, so it doesn't really matter. And skulls, yeah, we said at the start of the level there was lots of skulls in this level, and these are the first ones to make their appearance here. Yeah, making a little bit of a puzzle or a trap or something here. So you have to be careful about how you drop those rocks down. Ooh, and Repton's disappeared. Where's he going to? He's going over here. And this area is being fenced off. And we're having a little test of this here to see how it goes. Yeah, obviously those are going to fall outside, and yeah, it doesn't quite work out the way I kind of am intending it to. So there, yeah, if you collect it wrong, it's going to fall in the way of the cage, which is kind of the way I want it set up. So yeah, if we put another skull up here, then that should do the trick. So I now drop these down, and yeah, we've dropped them down wrong, so that covers the cage. And if we try it the other way, aha, look, we can actually get to the cage without any issues now. There we go, yeah, cool. A few different attempts at things here to see how we want to do this. It's like, is this the way I want it to work or not? Maybe I want it to work a bit different to this. So yeah, just take away one of the boulders there, and then if you get this diamond first and go out of the way, it doesn't present you with a problem. And then if you get this one and move out of the way, yes, it kind of ends up in the same position. So there's not really much of a problem with it falling on the way of the cage. But yeah, it's just a thing to think about. Then I want this corridor to kind of be interesting here, so I can set some things up here. So yeah, if you push the boulder straight through there at the moment, that's going to cause you problems. So you want to be careful about what you do there. And yay, more skulls. And yeah, setting a few more things up in this corridor here. Because what you've got to do here as well is make a way through and make a way back as well for the spirits to come along this path so they can let you out of that bottom corner. So just keeping that in mind whilst we're putting things down here. There we go. The skull's admiring the completed level there and how far we've got towards getting there. So we'll finish off next time.